This is Radio Heartbeats.
This is Play Your Charts Right. Please welcome your host, Mark Pearson.
Oh yes, welcome once again to Play Your Charts Right, a game all about hits, not wits, and we say it's nice to see you. Yes, we have our two teams in the studio this evening, and if they play their charts right tonight, you guessed it, they might just get lucky. Bit different this week. Normally it's Team Andy on his own, versus Brian and Edward. No Edward this week, so once again, it's mano a mano, head to head. Andy versus Brian. We don't do this often. What's going to happen? We're going to find out in the next 15 minutes or so. Now, if you're listening up on the wards and you haven't heard this quiz before, let's explain exactly how it works if you'd like to play along. Okay, so our two teams are going to hear a series of chart clips that have been selected at random, not by me, but by our chart time machine, our resident AI. It's going to pick a year at random. Nobody knows what it's going to be, and it's going to select 10 chart clips from that year in question. All the team have to do is guess whether the chart clip they heard was higher or lower than the last. If they think it was closer to a 1, they'd say higher. If they think it was closer to a 40, they would say lower. It really is that straightforward. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we call this game Play Your Charts Right, or PYCR as we like to call it for short sometimes. Anyway, enough talk. Let's find out what the year in question is going to be on this week's quiz. It's over now to the chart time machine.
1978.
We are going back this week to 1978, which is an excellent year for music. What hits are we going to hear chosen by the chart time machine? Well, there's only one way to find out. It's that time. Let's get into it. Let's play this week's edition of Play Your Charts Right. Yes, it's my favourite bit. It's time for the game to start. Now, if you won the week before, you get to go first the week after. And last week's winner was Andy Williams. Andy took it. It was a tie-break. It was actually really, really close. But it doesn't matter, because this week, Andy, you get the opportunity to go first. Now, because I'm such a nice guy, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play you a starter hit. I'm going to tell you the name of that record and also the peak chart position that record reached in our golden year, chosen by the chart time machine, 1978. So, Andy, if you're ready, let's hear your starter hit from the golden year of 78. And what a track to start with this week, 1978. It's Sir Elton John with Part-Time Love. And in 78, the peak chart position he reached with that record was at number 15. So that's your starting point this week, Andy. Now that we've played that,
okay,
we can crack on with the game. So, Andy, if you're ready, let's hear your first hit from 1978.
Those were the bad old days, before I had your love to guide me. Sad old days, you set me free from all those bad old days.
Yes, it's round one and your first hit tonight, Andy, from 78. It's Coco with The Bad Old Days. Was it higher or lower than a 15 in 78?
Eurovision Song Contest entry, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Did it do well, though? That's the thing. I can't remember whether it didn't win it, did it? Didn't win.
No.
No. But it does get released. I think it might have been top 20, but then that could be slightly higher or slightly lower. My first instinct was to say slightly lower, so I'm going to stick with that. So it's Mark.
You heard the answer from Andy. That's the answer I'm going to take from him. He thinks that Coco with The Bad Old Days could have been slightly lower than a 15 in 1978. Does he get his first point of the game? He doesn't. It was actually higher. Only 2 places. Peak chart position of Coco with The Bad Old Days in 1978 was number 13. So Andy doesn't get the point in round 1. We'll now go over to our second team. He's playing all on his own again this week. It's Team Brian. Brian, let's hear your first hit from 1978.
Did I ever tell you it takes two to tango? But it's too late to teach you to dance. It takes two to tango.
A song that needs no introduction. I'm going to give it one anyway. It's Richard Myhill with It Takes Two to Tango. Brian, was it higher or lower than a 13 in 78?
I've got that on vinyl. It was square. Square. Put the grooves around. And I think it was higher.
Brian goes straight in, no hesitation.
Hang on, was it higher than a 13?
Higher or lower than a 13?
13, yeah, higher.
Brian goes straight in with no hesitation. He thinks that Richard Myhill with It Takes Two to Tango was higher than a 13 in 1978. It wasn't. Can you believe it? 4 places down for Richard Myhill with It Takes Two to Tango. Number 17 on its peak chart position in 78. What a shame. And again, we have no points in the first round, but that could all change in round 2 as we go over now to Andy once again. Andy Williams, let's hear your second hit from 1978. Let's give it a spin.
More like the movies for you. Some pretty technicolor way. It's never been.
About a week ago, we very sadly lost Dennis Le Corrier from Doctor Hook. That's Doctor Hook with More Like the Movies. In 78, Andy, was it higher or lower than a 17?
I don't remember this being a massive hit, actually. Doctor Hook, obviously some good songs. I think maybe a bit lower, actually, Mark. Lower, please.
Andy thinks that Doctor Hook with More Like the Movies was lower than a 17 in 1978. Can we give him a point? We can't. 3 places up for Doctor Hook. Number 14 on its peak chart position in 78. Doctor Hook, More Like the Movie, so no points for Andy in round 2. No points scored at all so far in the game. Will things change as we go over to Brian? Brian, let's hear your second hit from our golden year of 1978. Brian, hit number 2 from 1978 for you. It's Heat Wave with The Groove Line. Was it higher or lower than a 14?
I don't remember it. Higher.
Brian goes straight in again with a guess. He thinks Heat Wave with The Groove Line was higher than a 14 in 1978. Brian is correct and goes into the lead. Peak chart position of Heat Wave, The Groove Line, 2 places up. Number 12. So that puts Brian 1-0 in the lead. Let's now go over to Andy. We've reached the halfway point again. Round 3. Going to ask the question. Andy, are you ready for hit number 3?
Oh, yes.
Right, let's let him have it.
When you send your messages, whisper loud and clear. I am always touched by your presence, dear.
And Andy, your third hit tonight from our golden year, it's Blondie with I'm Always Touched by Your Presence, Dear. That's the way it's formatted on the record with the brackets. Blondie, I'm Always Touched by Your Presence, Dear. Was it higher or lower than a number 12 on its peak chart position in 78?
I'm pretty sure this was top 10, so I'm going to go higher.
Andy's pretty sure it was top 10, but was it higher than a 12 in 1978? It was. It was 2 places up, Andy. Peak chart position for Blondie. I'm Always Touched by Your Presence, Dear. Top 10, number 10. Just the 2 places up, but it didn't matter for Andy because that scored him 8 points. We've still got a game. There's still everything to play for. Back over now to Brian. We're at the halfway point. It's round 3. Let's find out what his third hit is going to be.
Come on, baby. Baby, take my hand. We'll be able to fly. Baby, I'm your man.
Team Brian Conlon, your third hit from 1978. It's the Blue Oyster Cult with Don't Fear the Reaper. Higher or lower than a 10?
Classic hit, but might have been one of those that was criminally undercharted, so I'm going to go lower.
Brian has explained his answer. Is he correct? Was the Blue Oyster Cult with Don't Fear the Reaper lower than a 10? It was. Great track. Not even a top 10 for the Blue Oyster Cult. Peak chart position 6 places down for that one. Number 16 in 1978. This is shaping up to be a great game as we go into round 4. We still got everything to play for. Who will score the next point? Well, let's find out as we go over to Team Andy. Andy, let's give your 4th hit from 1978 a spin.
How can this be love if it makes us cry? How can this be love if it makes us cry?
That's a cracking sing-along song, that one, isn't it? Andrew Gold with How Can This Be Love? Andy, was it higher or lower than a 16 in the golden year?
I feel like this reached number 14. I don't know why, but in my head, that's what I thought when you played it. So I'm going to go higher.
Andy's got the number 14 in his head for no apparent reason. Could it be a sign he thinks that Andrew Gold with How Can This Be Love was higher than a 16 in 1978? Is he correct? It was lower. Can you believe it? 3 places down for Andrew Gold. How Can This Be Love? How can this be possible? Number 19 in 1978. It was just a really good year for music. Not even a top 10 for Andrew Gold, so Andy doesn't get the point in round 4. Back over to Brian. Anything could happen in the next 2 rounds. Let's find out how the game's going to play out as we play Brian's 4th hit from 1978.
Lilac wine is sweet and heady.
Brian Conlon, your 4th hit from 78. It's Elkie Brooks with Lilac Wine. Higher or lower than a 19?
Like Elkie Brooks. Higher.
Straight in again from Brian. He thinks that Elkie Brooks with Lilac Wine was higher than a 19. He's only gone and got the point. 3 places up for Elkie Brooks. Peak chart position was a 16 in 1978. As we now go into the final round, the round that could make or break the game. Let's go back now over to Andy. Right, Andy, let's hear your final hit from 1978 in round 5. Let's push the button and find out what it's going to be.
Take me, I'm yours, because dreams are made of this. Forever there'll be a heaven in your kiss.
Andy, your final hit tonight, it's Squeeze with Take Me, I'm Yours. Was it higher or lower than a 16?
I think higher.
Straight answer. You caught me off guard there. You just went, well, I'll go higher. No hesitation
It's a
from Andy.
tactic that's been working for me tonight.
No hesitation from Andy there. He thinks that Squeeze with Take Me, I'm Yours was higher than a 16 in 1978. It wasn't. It was lower. 3 places
I've had a
down.
shocker.
We went 3 up. We've now gone 3 down. Squeeze, Take Me, I'm Yours. Number 19 in 1978. So we know what that means, but just for fun, let's go and play the last hit from round 5 from 1978. Brian Conlon, let's hear your final hit from 1978 on this week's Play Your Charts Right.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love.
Brian, your final hit from 1978, it's Foreigner with Cold as Ice. Higher or lower than a 19?
Higher.
He goes straight in again with higher. Does Brian get an additional point in the final round to Play Your Charts Right this week? Was Foreigner with Cold as Ice higher than a 19 in 1978? And I can reveal the peak chart position of Foreigner with Cold as Ice. You're not going to believe this. It was 5 places down. Number 24 on its peak chart position in 1978. But it didn't matter. This week's winner, Team Brian, 3 out of 5.
Done well. He's done well. I got a measly 1.
A measly 1. But to be fair,
It was a tough year, that.
it was a tough year. Loads of great music. Andy Williams' winning streak has finally come to an end. Team Brian get 1 point on the board, and it now takes the score to 11-4. Brian, is Edward going to be proud of you?
Hope so.
I think you will.